Hello guys, Griffin right here, and welcome to Rant. Now before this I was actually making, or attempting to make something, different project, which was talking about Cartoon Network, and their business practices, which I didn't really like them. Uh, but I decided that I was going to scrap that, because I didn't really care about their business practices anymore. And also, while I was doing that, I found something that I enjoyed more. And that was just talking and saying some of the most random things I've ever I say. And I usually do whenever I'm talking. And now you will realize how completely random I can be. This is going to be a completely unscripted series. So be ready for more of these for none of my subscribers, because I have no active subscribers. And I'm pretty sure one of them is literally me, just so that I can get to my channel really fast and see if anything's happened to it over the months, which is never happened and probably never will happen. So yeah, if you're actually watching this, that's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. Now, in case you're curious on why I just kept a still background, why would I work on animating it? I'm going to be ranting. I don't really feel like animating a mouth, and I definitely probably never will animate a mouth. I didn't animate it in my the Dino one. Now, did I? Exactly. Anyways, actually, the Dino thing, that was actually really easy to make compared to the other one I was gonna make, because I didn't have to make it a lot of time estimates. I just had to go to the thing and make a different thing. I had to like copy all of those files down, and I had to place them, and that would be like placing 203 files, and I made a 4-minute uh, animation, and I've been saying that in quotes. This is not really much of an animation. The other one I did, that was like just still images for like uh, 12 something minutes, and so it was pretty much it and nothing else. And it was pretty great. I loved it. I was happy with its results. I didn't really mind the results at all, but I think we should probably I think I will get to that part later. Maybe not. Who knows? I might get completely distracted on something completely different, like how I'm slightly tired, so this may not be the longest episode. In fact, it can't be the longest episode. An episode can be at max 15 minutes, because that's how long YouTube allows. And sorry for the lip smacks. Do mean that. Now, this is something that's really always interested me, was Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft, and yes, I like Microsoft. Microsoft is great. I use them to make my videos, their software to make my videos and all of that. I use Windows Movie Makers. It's great. I use Windows Paint too, because what else would I use? It's quality editing there that they give me. Anyways, welcome to Rant 1. As you can see, this is not a normal thing though. I'm just going to be talking pretty much the entire time and just ranting on. That's why it's there. I only did this because most people just, while I'm on my day or on a completely normal day, they get aggravated with me if I start to rant on, especially if I don't get to rant on something that I want to rant on about because of the situation that we're in, and it just reminds me of it, and I really want to rant on it, and I just can't. I can't even talk about it because it probably make people feel bad at the time, because it would just be really bad timing to say anything about it. But it just tempts me. Sometimes I've almost done it, and it's really annoying. Ever had that feeling? It's just annoying. Now I will say that out of everything that I've done, this is a quite unique thing I've done here, and yeah, also pretty pretty brought up on useless facts, I can tell you a lot of things that you probably don't need to know at all. Like, it's probably going to be completely useless. Who needs to know some of these things? I don't know. I'll bring those up later, I guess, and it's something completely different whenever it goes down to it. Yeah. Now, I will. Now Microsoft, which is a very interesting company. In fact, hold on. Let me Google Microsoft for a moment here. I'll Google something. Google Microsoft out of that. Microsoft. There we go. Alright, so I am now doing Microsoft here. And let's see here. Google Microsoft. I just need to Google Microsoft. So hold on, I'm gonna bring up Google because it's a much easier way to do this, because they show more things that I really want. They show the thing on the Wikipedia page, where I don't think Yahoo does, and it's slightly annoying, but it's okay. So I'm gonna do the Microsoft. There we go. And in case you're curious, yes, it's pretty interesting. They got a stock price of $86.32, and it's positive 37 cents, which is a 43%, which is a 0.43%. Okay, it's pretty interesting. Microsoft. Now, I like to say that Microsoft has some pretty weird practices whenever it comes down to it. Many games they bring out, and even iOS, the Apple Store, does this too with many of their apps. Many of their free apps, which usually would be free, like on Android, are not free on iOS, because I guess Apple doesn't want it to be. But Microsoft, with their games, they have purposely once told people that they didn't want people to follow in the parts of the things, and they'll make DLCs cost money even though they're free on the PC, which is kind of annoying, but it's alright. Thanks, Microsoft. Thanks, Microsoft, for all the things you've done to us. We love you. Anyways, now, you gotta wonder, so bad about Microsoft. Anyways, not that bad. Not that bad. Everybody should notice Microsoft is a pretty good company. It's not that bad compared to other companies. Now, I will say, on many places I don't really know where I'm going with this. Yeah, I would like to say that conversations with me will just be brought out completely randomly. So one minute I'll be talking about Microsoft, and the next minute I'll be talking about some TV show, just randomly, without any parts. It just randomly come to my head, and I'll just start talking about it. That's why this is called a rant. This is just so that I can like talk to something, so that I can like get this stuff out of my head, so I don't have it in my head as much. So I have just this information just brought out, and it's just because I feel like it. One of these things that I would like really want to say now is that in 2000, I was 2004. It was a pretty great year. I was born that year. So I grew up with Boomerang. There's a TV show. There's a TV TV shows are great. They were old cartoons. It was fantastic. I love them. Um, yeah, so I grew up with Dexter's Laboratory and uh, and other things like that. And to come to figure out that Cartoon Network it wasn't being as original. Well, actually, it wasn't being as great as what I wanted it to be. I mean, they showed so much great advertising on Boomerang, and I expected some of these shows to be so great. And I was a young person. I was young, like really young, younger than I am right now, like 3 to 4 years old, and I would sleep on the couch and just watch TV in my living room when it was a really big TV. It was like one of those box TVs, like it wasn't flat screened, but it was a box and it was big, and you would like press buttons on it, and it had tiny buttons. It was great. I loved it. I would like sleep in there. I would get in the blankets, and then I would just watch things late at night on Boomerang, and it would show like He-Man and the Justice League, and it was awesome. I love their shorts too, where they would like bring out the like shorts. Man, I love those things. That just brings me back memories. Um, I would like to mention that a lot of those shows are great, but um, yeah, I went to Cartoon Network, and surprise, surprise, the first one of some of the first things that you will probably ever hear if you like go, if you went to, if you started watching Cartoon Network at the time I started watching Cartoon Network, you were brought up into a 2 year long marathon of Johnny Test, which stands clear, and from a YouTuber who made a pretty good, I think was a pretty good analogy or um, comparison on how it was structured. And this was not my idea. This was someone else brought this idea to me, and it makes a lot of sense, and I can see why they thought of this too, because the TV show Johnny Test reminds me also of Dexter's Laboratory. And if I really think about it, I mean, really the only thing here is that the role is flopped and he has a talking dog. Oh, okay. It's not really weird. Oh yeah, and there's twins, twins. This guy, and they're all teenagers. And teenagers love uh, this. Everybody's gonna love it. Cartoon Network was just classic at campaigning them with the markets. But Johnny Test was not that good, and I didn't like it. I hated it. It also kind of reminded me of some other TV show that had like a similar-ish name, and I don't exactly know what it was, but it reminded me of something. It was on like Boomerang. The heck? Is that okay? I think I'm starting to really need to like rest a little bit for a moment. But I'm gonna finish my little ranting episode here. Uh, Now later online, things started to change, and then more stuff started to get put on. I'm really never really liked Total Drama Island. I always thought it would like go on forever, and I didn't like it for that. At the time, I started to like it later, and because I actually started to watch it more, even though it's not as good as I remember it to be. I didn't really like it now. Uh, let's see. Oh yeah, I remember the time whenever the Cartoon Network, they were like bringing all these live action TV shows. I liked some of these live action TV shows too. They were not that bad. Like I mean, yeah, they were horrible. They were not a great demographic of animation. But I think our time limit is coming up, and I need to stop ranting. So subscribe if you want to, like if you want to, if you want to see more stuff. Yeah, and see you next time, the next video. Bye bye.